Hey, I'm just waiting for a few people to join. So we'll just listen to some music to start with and get ready for some cards. Okay, I'm just waiting for a couple to join. Hey Bailey, how are you? I hope you're having a beautiful night. Just waiting for a couple of people to join. Hey Naomi. Hi Tarad. All right, I'm gonna turn this music down and we can get started. So what we're gonna do is, first of all, I have this for us tonight. One of my best friends gave me some of this. It is, where is it? Oh, this way, which is Bounty. So it is for money, abundance, wealth, and prosperity. So this is from this place, which is, looks like Sorcerer's Sundries. And we've just got some of that in here. I'm just lighting it up again. Just gone out. So just sending everyone some of this, some abundance and money, prosperity and wealth. Just sending some of those vibes to you guys out there. Okay, so let's get started. What we'll do is we will be doing some readings for everyone first. So we'll do a general collective reading. So just to keep in mind that we do have Mercury still in retrograde. I feel like I say this every single week. It just feels like it's been the year of Mercury retrograde. So we have Mercury in retrograde. We still have Mars in retrograde. Mercury will finish and go direct on the 3rd of November, which is election date in the US. There will still be an after shadow effect for about 2 weeks. The planetary alignments are kind of looking also like that there might still be like an undecided energy up in the air, possibly not knowing who will be the US president. The other things we have happening are we have a full moon coming up over the weekend. So the full moon is in Taurus in the States, and I think it's full moon in Gemini. So it just sort of changes position over here in Australia slightly before it goes over to the US. So that I sort of look more, I guess the US one is one that's kind of looked more commonly. So it is a full moon in Taurus over there, which is Venus energy. I'm sort of vibing with that Venus energy. We do get a little bit of both, I think, because we also like not just like the geographical location, like so many of us are online. Like I know a big part of my life is in the States online, compared to just here in Australia. So really take into mind both those signs. It is a blue moon. It is on Halloween. It is around Beltane Festival time as well. So very special time for manifesting, looking into kind of like finances and things as well. Looking into like being around those that you love. So I'm going to be doing, oops, we just had a card fall out of the deck as I was talking about this. So we've got our first card. We'll pick 2 more cards. I'm going to be doing something special with one of my best friends for Halloween. We're going to be doing some astrology, some tarot. We might even do some singing bowls or something. We're going to do a special video. So for those that aren't following me on my personal page or on Instagram, please jump on over and follow on there, because I will be posting on there for Saturday night. It's probably going to be like 6 or 7 at night. So let's just pick another card out of this deck too. Hope everyone's having a beautiful night so far, or day, depending on where you are. Let's see. All right, so the first card we have fell out. So remembering that I also work this way. So I've got my cards face down, except for the one that fell out face up. So the card that we had was when we were talking about the blue moon. So this is really looking into energies the next couple of days, things that you might have like put energy towards, but they haven't hatched. or possibly also looking into things that you said that you were going to do that perhaps you haven't put energy and applied yourself towards. So this is the card of failure. I see this symbolically as kind of like a nest with eggs, and we want that mother hen to sit on that nest and to nurture these eggs. So it's the same with like our ideas and our goals and actions. We need to have action around this. This does have a Taurian energy to it, so it really does have that energy of kind of that mother, that nurturer, but sometimes they can be slow to get going. So what can you be doing in life that you could be taking a little bit more action on? And we'll just build into these other energies as well with these other cards. I am seeing a moon cycle kind of go like this, or something come into alignment, perhaps even looking at like where your moon sign is in relation to different things going on at the moment. So sometimes this moon sign can also represent not only kind of like our like shadow aspect, or the things that we perhaps keep hidden close to our chest, or like different things, parts of our personalities that we might keep hidden from other people, or like our true feelings. So it's looking at, how does this impact, how does this work with the blue moon that's coming up, which is the full moon. So remembering in Australia, it is, I think, in Gemini, and in the States, it's going to be in Taurus. So Gemini is that two-sided mind, twin aspect of that too. So let's just see what else we get. Okay. The other thing that I'm really feeling when I tap into this cyclical moon energy of this card, like the feeling of it, I feel like this is really a moment to go within for deep self-love, is what I'm really, really feeling on such a deep level. I'm going to flip this card. Yeah. There needs to be kind of like a spiritual connection. There needs to be kind of like a nurturing take place. And we can see here, we've got the eighth card, or sorry, 8 of cups. So we really need to like create some more movement. We need to like trust our gut. We need to really like trust our heart. Like, what is it we can do to provide more love, more spiritual wisdom, more kind of like spiritual flow and energy? So you can see here, these cups, they did start out with good intentions. The energy and the water when this was built would have also been, blue to start off with. It's gone a little bit stormy. It's gone a little bit green, a little bit bitter. It's lost its flow. This is kind of what we were talking about with this, like over the next couple of days too. This is really a time to kind of like find, I'm just hearing like an Austin Powers, like find your mojo, baby. So we need to look into how we can find our mojo. How can we tap into this spiritual energy and get it to come back down in through like that inspiration channel into the heart and flow. So really interesting energy there. I'm hearing Spirit also say, look at where you feel cut off from that flow. And that should also be an avenue into looking at what's going on in your life too. Where do you feel that there are blocks from spiritual energy flowing in? Where do you feel that you could be having more love in your life as well? We've got a few first timers as well. Hey Jason, hey Sari, good to see you on here. Hi Jennifer. Hi, Catherine. So I'm going to be doing some questions as well. Hi, Therese. Oh, she's saying my voice is not in sync with my lips. I think that's my terrible, terrible internet here in Melbourne. So let's look into one of the cards for the end of next week, which is sort of coming into Thursday. I'm just going to look at what date that will be too. This is getting interesting with astrology and everything that's happening at the moment. So next Thursday is going to bring us to the 5th. So it will be our Wednesday the 4th. Next week will be kind of like that election day too. So very interesting. Let's look at this. So what I'm seeing is sort of like emerald green and different things around this. So we were talking about self-love. So and Nicola's just asking if I channel past loved ones. Sometimes they come up. It's not something that I specialize in, but if there is like a very strong spirit, or a spirit that really sort of like vibes with my energy, sometimes they will come through quite strong and with messages. Hi Claire. So let's see. Okay, so they're showing me like an emerald. I'm seeing this is something about revisiting your past lives. So looking in towards the end of next week, when things could possibly be a little bit crazy with the US election, kind of about going within, looking into past lives, looking into if there's patterns, looking into if there's magic. And what I mean by that is magic that you once had in a different lifetime. Perhaps you can flow some of that through here. This has presented a little bit through the week for some of my clients too. Remembering that in the description, I also have the Astro October code. So you've got a couple of days left to use that. If you did want to book a one-on-one reading with me, it does give you $10 off a session for the 1 hour session. So Astro October is the code to enter into my booking system. When you're choosing your appointment, it is to be used before the 31st of October. So possibly want to book in your appointment now to make sure you can get that discount. So the energy that I'm feeling with this is looking at different areas where you can flow magic into your life, which is so funny because I was guided to use this tonight. And we are, working with Halloween. So for those that are just joining us, we did do a quick blessing right at the start where we burnt some of this witch's bounty. So this is all about abundance, finances, money, prosperity, things like that. Let's flip this card. This is cool. So we were talking about like gifts and different things to do with past lives. So we have the Ace of Swords. This is you getting into alignment with spirit. And what I mean by that is it's kind of like joining, I guess, that physical self into that higher self. See the clouds parting? So things that may have been hidden throughout this lifetime that you may have carried with you, like carrying your sword, that soul energy, it's green, it's the heart chakra, things that you've carried and hidden like within your heart, it's time for them to be released. So a lot of us are kind of preset at different times to kind of open up and go off, or to have these codes released. So yeah, we have this beautiful card. Can you see the crown too with this yellow energy? And this is the one. This is new beginnings. So even though we're talking about past lives, this is the chance to flow this energy to bring a new beginning in on your path. Very exciting card. This other card I've got is from the Starseed Oracle. So we're just going to flip this one because I read these very different. This is a messenger card, Sirius energy. And I mean Sirius is in the star system, Sirius. Hello from Melbourne too. I'm in Melbourne as well. Sirius energy, which is the Sirian star system, which is actually my oracle deck that I sell on my website that I've made, is the Sirian star cards. So this is a portal. This is very much portal energy. So Sirius energy, bringing harmony and balance. So taking that into alignment with this, taking action on anything that you may have kind of been stalling. This is really about tapping into your talents and your wisdoms from past lives as well. So I would love to hear if past lives are coming up for people at the moment. It is something that we do get into in aura drawing sessions, if that's what people choose to look into in the psychic reading aura drawing session. So let's start with some questions. I'm going to start writing some names down and let's try and help as many people as we can tonight. So I'm just going to go to where Spirit is drawing me as well. So let me see. Oh, Bailey's saying she loves Beltane. Me too. I think the best Beltane scene I've ever seen in a movie is in the Miss of Avalon movie. If you haven't seen that with Sam O'Neill and Angelica Houston, check it out. I think it's like a 3-hour saga movie, but it's so good, especially Beltane. It'll make you fall in love with Beltane. It's amazing. It is a little bit twisted, but like that, you get the energy, the witchiness of it. So let's see. So we've got Magma. I think I'm saying your name right. Mamag. And you're saying you'd love a reading. Carrie, Magnus. Let's also thank you for the stars, lovely. I'll pick a card for you as well. All right, so let's start with these two. Oh, so Magma, you were saying that this is your first time as well. Let's have a look. What messages do we have? Okay. So picking the cards, I'm going to have them face down, so that's what you're seeing me do, like tap in. Okay, this is interesting. Spirit's just taking me straight to heart chakra as well. And what I'm seeing is this very gentle, loving and guiding hand. Your guides are working with you at the moment to kind of like soften some things around the heart chakra. They're also adjusting your frequency and vibration around the heart chakra. They're showing me this, and they're showing me a different lens or a different window for the heart chakra. There's a softening around, and I do feel that you're a sensitive soul. So they're bringing some peace, they're bringing some ease to this area. And I feel like they're tuning you up to do with this vibrational shift and this kind of cataclysmic energy that we've been experiencing this year. So they're kind of keeping you in a little bit of an energy bubble. So tuning into your guides, it is something I look at one-on-one in sessions for anyone who's interested in exploring guides. I'm going to flip this card for you. Ooh, the choose your own adventure card. Look at that. This is so cool. So you're at a crossroad right now where you can choose to go into that heart energy, ask for the help from your guides, and they can guide you on a journey and sort of like have you more in alignment with your path and your soul mission. They can also kind of filter and buffer different things that are going on or draw your awareness, whether it's with like number synchronicities, different high pitched frequencies that you may hear in your ear. But this is about paying attention. This is sort of not having a path of right or wrong, going different ways. This is just alternative lessons. And that's why I kind of call it the Choose Your Own Adventure card. It's a very exciting card. So I hope that helps. Really thinking about like what adventure you're choosing. I feel like up your confidence a little bit and aim for a little bit higher. Your guides are kind of just going like this. They're pushing you just a little bit. Oh, I'm sending you big kisses, sorry. So lovely having your energy here. So we've got Kerry Magnus. Let's pick a card for you. Oh, thank you, Jason. I'm going to pick a card for you as well. Thank you for sharing. All right. So Kerry. Oh, there's one coming out. All right. So the energies I just saw with you as well, Kerry, they feel like heart chakra energies. So this is for Kerry Magnus. I think that's how I say your last name. Right, let me feel into this. This is interesting. I'm feeling heart chakra energy again, but I'm also feeling a lot of music and I'm feeling energy in my fingertips. I feel like I need to utilize or work with this energy. So I'm not sure if you've had different energy feeling like it's coursing through you at the moment, or whether you've been asking to be upgraded in terms of energy, or sort of like seeking more of that kind of spark in life. Also, I meant to mention, I was actually going to do a post about it today. Is anyone else experiencing a lot of electromagnetic zaps? Doesn't seem to matter, like if I'm holding my phone or if I'm touching my laptop, I'm having to go like this because there's electricity zaps coming out of different things at the moment, even electrical cords. When I'm touching a cord or like plugging things in, I'm getting sparks come out. And it doesn't seem to matter if I'm at home or if I'm out, there's something electrically conductive or conducive that's happening at the moment. And I do feel a frequency shift. So please let me know if anyone else is experiencing this. I'm even feeling it like sitting here, but I'm also feeling it with you as well, Kerry. So paying particular attention to your energy at the moment, ways that we can increase our frequency or increase our receptivity to this electrical energy is also to increase more fruit. My guides are also showing me I have been doing a lot more green smoothies this week with a lot of fruit. So this could also be to do with that electricity. So let's also see what we have with this. So there's some kind of like, they're saying the word solitude, and they're bringing it in like this. So I'm seeing some kind of like peace of mind solitude. This is about going within. I'm just seeing this word, they're saying the word respiration. Whether this is about focusing on your breath to get your energy in line with your breath. They're going like this, which feels to me very kind of like breathy, the way that they're working with this. So let's flip this card. This is cool. We have the Magnus. Or the Magus, sorry, I'm so dyslexic. So you can see this is all about frequency. This is all about attunement. He's standing up on this kind of pillar. We've got all this electricity around him. So this is exactly what we were just talking about, but this is about choosing what you attune your energy to, what you choose to bring into your range of frequency. Very, very interesting. It's exactly what we were talking about before we flipped it. This is also about spiritual awakening. We have the Kundalini snakes right at the top of the head with these Isis type wings. And you can see there's a lot of opportunity in things, but what is it that you choose to tune your energy towards? So I hope that that helps. Jason, let's pick a card for you. This is, as soon as I like shuffled and closed my eyes, Spirit told me to open my eyes. This card is standing out for you. This is the card of the Hierophant. This card, when it appears to me, is someone who's kind of like learnt the information, learnt the knowledge, or, knows quite a bit. And it might be that you sort of like know a little bit about a lot. This is kind of like putting it into practice. It's very exciting. So with this, there is a Taurian type energy. So this is that you've done things at your own pace, but I feel that you can kind of like level up if you're wanting to level up. So this, I also see with the Hierophant, the message Spirit always speaks to me with this is the Hierophant is kind of like the ultimate magician. And what I mean by that is we have this natural ability and natural kind of receptivity to allow magic in. So it comes in through the left hand, and we use sometimes like a wand or some kind of like instrument for focus to send it out through the right hand. So a hierophant to me, it's also represented as kind of like a pope in other decks. I like the hierophant because he's kind of like more into that mystical kind of magic. The Taurian energy is also working with Venus. It's also working with that mother nurturer energy too, that creative like womb space energy. But this to me speaks of like, we've used the tools kind of like as a crutch. This is the time and an opportunity to step up and allow your magic to shine. So what ways and different areas of life can you flow magic into right now? So this was for you, Jason. The other thing that we have here is, this is kind of like a golden orange color that the hierophant is wearing. To me, this speaks of confidence too. So it really ties in with that confidence, like upgrade, asking your guides to work with you for this upgrade as well. So we have Elise Abu. I hope I'm saying your name right, Elise. We're just picking a card for you. Oh, and there's one flying out of the deck and more falling on the floor. This is the one that we had fly out of the deck. All right. So the other thing that I should say too, this just came to me when I just bent down to get these other cards. So whether these are related to do with you, Elise, we have the card of lust. And what Mercury retrograde is, so when I bent down to get the cards, Spirit gave me the message. So Mercury retrograde is blast from the past. It's catching up with old friends, sometimes past lovers. It is things that are possibly like not finished. Sometimes it stalls on contracts and agreements and different things like that. What I felt was more past. So whether you've been catching up with a past friend, thinking about a past lover, this is sort of like the energy that we have at the moment. So we have this lust. I feel the Spirit saying the ball is in your court. You can see she's a beautiful golden goddess, and she's birthing this new energy, bringing it up through the surface. She does have kind of like the control in this situation. So perhaps if there's something that you feel is not quite like in your control, this is about bringing your power back. It's in alignment with your higher self. The other cards that we had fall out that I heard to do with Mercury retrograde, we have the card of science, which science and spirituality used to also be the same thing. It used to be included as the same modality, which is also communication to me too, and clearing up communication pathways. So Mars and Mercury kind of sometimes can bring, or more so Mercury, can bring sometimes that feeling of miscommunication or things that have been kind of just like left unsaid that you feel that you need to kind of like rehash. We also have this card of strife, which has that Leo energy. So you could be like opening something up if you do approach. So being very careful in the way that you do word things if there's someone is coming up from the past. This could also be sort of like up until the 3rd of next week too. So we also have the card of victory and the card of lovers. So bringing yourself into alignment with that higher spiritual energy. This is also, I'm feeling that this is to do with opposites. So whether there was a person from your past that might be kind of like that opposite energy. Yeah, very interesting. I'm just seeing if there's anything else they want to say. They're talking about bringing in more sun's influence and sun's energy. So this to me speaks of kind of like Leo being the exaltation of that. Claire, I was just looking at your name and a card jumped out. So this is for Claire Phillips. Claire, we have the priestess. And I'm just hearing Spirit very clearly say that they're pausing. And they're like, Claire, how are you bringing the energy of the priestess in this week? So I feel that this is possibly around Saturday to do with Halloween for you. What is it that you're going to be doing to bring that magic, that beautiful influence in? I also want to note, look at the artwork on this too, because I know you're a gorgeous artist. So I know that you'll appreciate this. One of the most beautiful cards in the deck, and there's a lot of geometry behind this too. I also feel kind of like a Venusian Venus energy with this too. But yeah, how are you bringing in your goals and your manifesting and this beautiful, priestess energy? Okay, I'll just see if there's anything else with this. It's also a trumps card. So this is about balance as well sometimes. I feel that this is almost like a balance between heaven and earth. This is kind of like about that sort of somewhat like a crossroads, but it's also knowing that you have this power that you contain within. This is about like bringing your goals and visions and dreams down into manifestation onto the earth. So I hope that that helps, lovely, and sending you and your family lots of love. Okay, so Kerry Addison, let me just write some names down. Okay. Hey Phil, let's pick a card for you as well. And Adrian Merritt, your first time here. So Kerry Addison, let's pick a card for you. Oh, the energy just shifted. As soon as I just started to tune into your energy, what I felt was like these effervescent bubbles. And what I mean by that is I feel like there's excitement from spirit. I don't know if there's something that you're looking forward to or something in the future that you've been thinking about, but there's like this like effervescent bubble, sort of like when you open, a soft drink or soda and you have that come to the surface. There's something around that. Let's look into what is happening right now. It's like spirit wants to bring you in alignment with this excitement. Could even be that possibly you've been feeling flat and spirit's trying to help you like pull into this energy. So it might mean either for you right now. Let's see. They're showing me the color red. They're talking about like tapping into your passion. This is also a color for Kundalini energy, studying out the root chakras. So it could even be about tapping into that kind of goddess energy too. All right. So this is a card. Just tune in. So the card to me is interesting. I'm actually getting taken to just under the eyelids, so like under the bottom of the eyes. So this in Chinese medicine represents stomach. We have stomach acupuncture points here. This can also be to do with like sinus and congestion, or the actual stomach itself. So I'm seeing this kind of energy of yellow around this. Sometimes this is more to learn when we get shown this yellow card. So let's just flip this. This is interesting though. This is kind of like you holding your ground. So what we were talking before about like this excitement and this kind of like energy bubble towards the future, something is moving ahead in life. So whether you have felt like a little bit stagnant, yeah, this is really interesting. You can see that there's the gold armor, and I'll just bring this a little bit closer. Oh, that's kind of in alignment. We have this beautiful golden armor, and this is a trumps card as well. You have like protection, you have like your guides and everything watching you too and working with you. So this is kind of like that energy that we talked about, that kind of like effervescent bubble. It's time to start tuning your frequency towards this and feel it pull you and manifest your future rather than waiting for a future to kind of like show up. This is really about having like that faith in the unseen and trusting. See how he's holding the wheeling vortex of light, and there's a Cancer nurturing energy on top of the crown. So this is kind of like really like in meditation energy, going in, holding space for your dreams and desires and things that you're looking forward to, and sending it positive energy. You can see this person is kind of like carving up an energy field. I feel like it's going loop, like it's ramping something up. There's energy building for something in the future. I'm also seeing this around like healing too. So whether that's that stomach aspect that we talked about before, or sinuses, because it is kind of around that area. So Phil, let's pick a card for you. All right. It was interesting. So usually I would shuffle. Spirit's gone, no, go like this. And it was like, there was a feeling almost of like a martial artist, like wax on, wax off, picking of the card tonight. Let's see. Okay, there's higher wisdom and knowledge to come in. And what I'm seeing, they're saying the word filter, and I'm getting it go like this over my left eye. There's some kind of like encoding that's coming in. I am seeing it in the dreamscape space, and they use that specific word, dreamscape. They're showing it to me almost like a video game. And I'm getting shown the movie Ready Player One. So I'm not sure whether you've seen this movie, but I feel it's significant in relation to this card and in relation to bringing in more information onto the earth. Because I feel that you're a messenger. Spirit's like looking at you like as though you're a messenger at the moment. Let me flip this card. Yeah, look at this. We've got the Hangman. I know that this can represent sometimes that energy of looking at things from a different point of view, or kind of like looking at things kind of flipped in reverse. What I see this as though is a bringer of knowledge. This is kind of like bringing that knowledge down from heart energy, unlocking the stagnancy, bringing it out. Look at this information. This is the information highway. I know that you do some stuff online as well, and you do amazing videos. This is about you delivering and bringing more of your knowledge and trusting in what you know as a soul. So this is not so much about like other people and things. This is kind of like Phil's wisdom and different things that are coming in through that inner knowing. This is definitely like Eye of Horus, like left eye. It's the inner mystery school, and it's to do with heart. So I hope that that helps. That feels like good confirmation. Where are we? I think it was Adrian. Yeah, we had Adrian next. So Adrian, let's have a look. It was your first time, you were saying. All right. Oh, thank you, Therese, saying my voice is relaxing. I'm glad that you feel relaxed. All right. So this is a message from Adrian. Oh. Okay. All right. So what I'm feeling for you, Adrian, Spirit's coming in like this. They're putting like a blanket, and it looks almost like it's a cloud. There's something to do with bringing in new ideals, possibly like new things around like intellect, whether there's extra study, but it's something to do with communication. This could even mean like resonate to do with whether it's bringing in new information or counseling, this kind of energy, or something around communication in this way. It just feels like you're bringing in different visions. I'm just looking at what else, because there's a few meanings in that symbology of that blue cloud sort of energy coming in. It looks like a white cloud, but blue sky, I should say. And it's the energy of sort of like a spring color, sort of almost similar to what we have here in Melbourne right now, which is like a little bit overcast. Okay, I'm just asking what else I want to know. So I'm not sure if you've ever thought about studying something around like where you're speaking, or helping people heal. This is definitely around healing energy, or whether it's that you have close friends that like to confide in you. But I feel that your wisdom comes from your heart. When you speak and you give advice, it comes straight from your heart. You have a very beautiful heart. Spirit is acknowledging that. You do have a lot of angelic energies around you in terms of like guides that are working with you. So tuning into them, asking for their guidance. I always tune in and, check in to make sure that the ones that love me unconditionally that I'm working with, because you want to be working with those that have your best and highest good at heart. So let's flip this. This is interesting. We have the card of worry. So whether this was that sort of cloud that was started out looking like spring and then it kind of went cloudy or overcast. So looking into different areas of worry. This might also be perhaps, we do have energy of Mercury in this. So Mercury does kind of rule the mind. So whether it's clearing up different questions that you have, or maybe you're going out and your energies are helping lots of different people and you need to bring it back in. So let's pick a card for when sort of like applying what Spirit was talking about around like speaking and around this kind of like counseling energy and around learning. Let's see, I'm going to flip this card straight away because we are running short on time. Look at this. This is about looking at something from a different perspective. So kind of look into the opposite side of whatever's going on and looking at like what knowledge you bring to the situation. And sometimes we even, if we can't tap in and get this knowledge from within, it's good to seek knowledge outside of ourselves. So I hope that that helps. Paige McAlfie, let's pick a card for you. And let's see who else we have. Teresa. Let's pick a card for you as well. And Chelsea Letham. Sorry, Chelsea, I'm butchering your last name. Let's pick a card for you. Oh, spirit guides. Yes, let's do that. And then we have Sue White. So I'm going to try and get to as many as we can. So first off, we've got Paige. All right. Oh, this is interesting. When I touched this card page, the energy that I got was like feeling into something, but I felt like I had to actually like run my hand over the card. So I've got the card here. It was like this kind of energy. It wasn't just touching the card. I usually hover my hand above it. I had to get into the experience of the card. I had to like tap in and learn this for myself, like whatever it was. I do feel that it possibly might be like a message around heart and lessons around the heart too. We have the card of disappointment. So I'm not sure whether something possibly didn't quite work out or perhaps was tainted or not sort of like showing what it was supposed to be, or perhaps the energies moved away from what it originally was, because we have these beautiful blue cups which are made of crystal. The energy you can see in the water and these like the venous system, these arteries or veins, you can see that they once used to be like more of a red sort of color, like in the center, but there's something that's kind of like tainted them. There's some kind of like toxin in this. The other thing that we also have is a Scorpio energy. So we are kind of like in that month of Scorpio now, and I just got a shiver up the back of my left hand side, which is something around trusting intuition, letting these Scorpio kind of like emotions surface. So this can be that watery emotion, that shadow aspect of ourselves. So there is good energies that it can bring up. It does bring them up to be cleared, so we can move on from things, or we can kind of transition into like a higher way of being. The other energies we have is Mars at the top, and we have these kidney energies. So in Chinese medicine, kidneys on a negative level represent fear. When we're running like at positive filtering, because kidneys are about filtering, so when we're filtering in beautiful loving energies, the fountain will restart. We clear out this mucus and congestion in the middle. So there's something that needs to be kind of like coughed up off the heart or the throat at the moment. So if there's anything like around love, and whether there was something that you had, maybe your intuition told you, but like you possibly might not have trusted that. So it might be looking at like, what was it that you felt that you had to experience, and look at it and see if there's any past patterns around this. So that was for Paige. So I hope that helps, Paige. This is about having confidence in the situation, and confidence in yourself, and confidence in what you deserve too. So sending you lots of love. And then we have Teresa. So Therese, this is for you. Okay, the energy that I'm feeling for you, and I feel like Spirit is saying it wants to bring this in. I'm seeing the energy of a sun, and I feel that there's different things that want to come into alignment. But I'm also seeing sort of like patterns or habits or feelings from the past, might be like shielding or blocking. The sun is designed to kind of like come in and penetrate, and we can absorb these rays. But if we're kind of like shielding and blocking, we don't get the medicine of the sun. And I mean this in kind of like an emotional astrological sense. So the sun is like empowering, it brings through these qualities of leadership. And they're asking me to look at like, where is it you can bring this leadership energy into your life. And they're taking me to heart too. They're saying the words like to trust yourself, to trust your heart, to trust your inner guidance system. I'm going to flip this card. Yeah, this is interesting. So remember we said the words like shielding, like where is there shielding in life? We've got the card of cruelty. I feel like there's past things that have happened. This has also got like Mars energy and Gemini energy. Gemini is that energy sometimes of like the twins, where it can be two-faced. So this might be looking back on things in the past, if there's been people that have maybe sort of said things behind the back, or perhaps not being 100% truthful. This is about you learning to use kind of like that discernment, and know that not everyone has the same intentions or comes from that same sort of like space that you might necessarily come from. So it's really trusting your own inner guidance and your own voice in relation to who you can open your heart towards. But bringing this beautiful positive aspect of the sun energy in is what I see to counteract this energy. So in Spirit bringing this up, even though we're talking about the sun, it's just kind of showing to me that there might need to be like a little bit more work done in order to push through this energy, because this is kind of bringing me a bit of a stagnancy. It is swords. So swords is sort of like that message of the intellect. It's almost completion. So it's like you're almost kind of there. Oh, someone's ringing me. So we've got like that message of like almost complete and almost there. This is also, I think, about looking to yourself for fulfillment. This is also not looking to kind of like that patriarchal energy and possible cycles that you may have had with patriarchal, meaning like masculine energy. Looking at like how you can flow this inner energy of your intuition and have this out and possibly like open up to the influence of the sun and that strong kind of like leadership heart quality. So Leo energy is kind of the perfect example of this. So they're also telling me to pick a card from this deck for you as well. So let's get this one out here. Karmic relationships. So this is kind of confirmation for what we were just talking about. So it says Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So we've got this. Was the other card that we've got. So Spirit is definitely saying at the moment to really look into this. Who is it we need to tie up soul contracts with? Oh, sorry. So sorry is also saying yes. Static, a lot, shocks, even feeling trees buzzing in fingers more strongly. I'm feeling it in every cell too. I'm very sensitive. Also taking the green powders, yay, and heightening that. I am too. Everyone, like, get on the greens at the moment, become more conductive to this higher spiritual energy that's coming in, which will also open up that pineal gland. So yeah, that's really cool that you're also feeling the same. Oh, Sue's saying that you've shared. Yes, I'm going to pick a card for you as well. So we also have Chelsea. Chelsea wanted to ask about spirit guides. So Chelsea, let's get a card for Chelsea around spirit guides. Okay, Chelsea, I'm getting taken to an acupuncture point. What I mean by that, I don't know if you can see, I'm just going to flip this down lower. And it's kind of like where this button is sitting. So we've got belly button here. This would be the midpoint. So to me, when we hold this point, sometimes this can help release fear that's trapped in the body, and especially in this solar plexus energy. So I feel like spirit guides are talking about releasing something to do with a past life at the moment. So whether there's someone that you might have that karmic aspect with, or whether it's something around like confidence and feeling that like you're not quite possibly getting that flow in a path or a direction that you want to head, tapping into this point, holding it, spirits are really showing me at the moment to like breathe into this space. It's so funny. As soon as I said that, I felt like this hiccupy burp feeling coming up. So when you're doing this, you're releasing energy. That's what that was. I'm going to flip this card. Yeah, look at this. So I feel like your spirit guides are helping to clear if there's any kind of like negative attachment. Sometimes we can have little hitchhikers that are with us. So looking into clearing any negative entities that might be around too. This is the card of the devil. It's nothing to be scared by. It just shows sometimes that looking at where others might have kind of like control over us. Sometimes it's also looking at where things are perhaps influencing us, and where we can kind of like take back and reestablish our power is what I feel is the message with this. The other thing that we have is kind of that Capricorn goat energy with this. So it might also be looking at, you know, things that you're wanting to achieve and looking at like where there might be possibly like blocks around this too. So let's pick a card out of my other deck. Yeah, wishes fulfilled. It's like when you clear up this frequency or energy, you're more like able to access that spirit guide energy. So if there is more that you want to find out about or tune in with the spirit guide specifically, that's definitely something that we do like in a one-on-one session for anyone that's really interested in that. One thing that you can do though is like ask for your spirit guides to come in, but when you do ask for them to come in, also making sure that they love you unconditionally and checking that they're there for your best and highest good. It does not matter how many times you ask them, because they are committed to your path and your growth and your best highest good. If they are true spirit guides, they will not give you a negative answer. They will not get tired of the question. They will not be frustrated. So just know the difference between like that loving energy and ones that want like your highest success as well. So wishes fulfilled says you are in charge of your reality and your dreams. Take pride in this and see your wishes already being fulfilled. The other thing Spirit is guiding me to talk about in regards to you, Chelsea, is checking out the Schumann resonance. And what I mean with this is the electrical hertz system of the earth. It's kind of like that earth's heartbeat. So Spirit is working with you and possibly clearing out some old things. I'm not sure if you're getting like spontaneous yawns come on. I'm feeling, even just as I said that, come on. And I feel like there's like energy that's wanting to come up from solar plexus. So really looking into this area, tuning into the energy of the Earth's heartbeat. We are hitting kind of like 70, where it used to be like back in the past 7.8. We're getting to 70. Around December, we want to be hitting like around 150. For anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about right now, please check into Stephen and Evan Strong's work. I've just posted on my personal page and on my psychic reading page. I'm going to be talking in their conference soon. So in towards the end of November, I think it's November 22nd here in Australia, possibly November 21st in the States. Yeah, so we're talking about Schumann resonance a little bit more in that. So Sue White, let's pick a card for you, Sue. All right. The other thing that I'm feeling with you, Sue, is I'm feeling like guide energy around, but I'm feeling kind of like ET guide energy around. I'm seeing a lion's face with a humanoid body. So what I mean by that is there's different beings that come from different star systems that are helping us on an interdimensional level to fulfill our soul contracts that we have here on Earth, to also help others awaken to the energies that are going on. So those that are the you that are watching right now are probably like quite empathic, which means that we can be sort of like a sponge sometimes for other energies. Sometimes we are the friend that people go to for advice. Sometimes we're the one that is that shoulder to cry on. So I'm getting this sort of energy with you, and I'm hearing them talk about, and Spirit is tickling me on the head as we're talking about this. They're talking about different ways in which you show up. So Sue, they're talking about looking at ways that you make yourself available for people to kind of like tap in. So I'm not sure like whether you've done any kind of like readings yourself, or delivering messages, but Spirit is talking about like helping people in this way at the moment. There's something to do with your compassion and your empathy. This could even be people bumping into you at the shops or telling you their like deepest secrets, or just sort of like feeling that they need to come and talk to you. So I'll flip this card over. This is the card of Lovers. Look at Spirit. Spirit is kind of like, there's something mystical and magic about this card too. So this is it's the 6, which is, this is kind of like about adjustment. It's about harmony. This is about like transcending these difficult times that we're going through. You're very much like a helper for Spirit in this. I see you sort of like coming in, weaving your magic on the unseen, is the energy that we get with this card in relation to when I start to tune into your energy. So it's also, there's a twin aspect too. So knowing like, when you want to be quiet as to when you kind of want to be active. I do see, though, you are very empathic. So also putting your shields up, knowing when you need to take some time out, knowing when you kind of need to charge your batteries is also a good thing. So let's get a couple more questions in. So we have Belinda Mieulensgaff, I think. Sorry, Belinda. Let's pick one for you. And Catherine Naylor. All right, so Belinda, let's pick a card for you first. They're just telling me pick up the other deck. All right, so let's pick up this deck. So Belinda, we have the Starseed Oracle deck for you tonight. This is interesting. I'm going to flip all of these cards because I know we don't have much time. I just saw like a little spirit cat. This is interesting. It was more like almost like a little leopard or a little tiger. I'm not sure if you've had a cat that might be possibly in spirit, or perhaps like a psychic cat, or there's a cat coming to visit you is sort of like what I'm seeing, whether you have a physical cat or there's one in spirit. But I'm seeing literally like just next to me is this little, almost like a little mini leopard or little mini tiger. So you've got cat energy around you at the moment. the cat can represent like the intuition. It can be like about you tapping into like those finer psychic vibrations. Cats pick up on things well before humans do. So this is for Belinda. So we have the card of the Hathors, we have Water Your Garden, and we have Whales and Orca Elders. So deep love, mother's milk, birth is a portal. So the Hathors are very Venusian, they're very Venus energy. So bringing through this higher kind of goddess energy, this is like that hidden energy that we have. And I'm seeing another spirit in my house as we talk about this. I'm seeing a beautiful, big, like purple energy. It's like a spirit cloaked in a beautiful violet color. So paying attention to the beings around you in spirit, whether you've had different things moving on your house or not, but spirit is coming into my room very active when we plug into the energy of your reading tonight. So water the garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. So really taking deep care of yourself at the moment. And we have whales, orca, and elders. Share your song, frequency, and sound, diving deep. So those are the cards that we have for you tonight. But the main thing that I'm seeing, we could have done it without picking the cards, but I feel it's good to have that visual representation. But what I do feel is Spirit is trying to get messages through to you big time at the moment. So pay attention to the number synchronicities, pay attention to thoughts, pay attention to the energy that you feel around you. If you notice the room go warm, or you notice like someone touching you on the shoulders or on the head, tuning in and asking like, what is this? Like, what is this about? And using your intuition, whether it's perhaps like using different tools, whether you've got your own deck of cards to kind of tap in and see like what this is about. Another thing I just started to see too was Spirit was writing something. It looked like a paper or a letter or something. Spirit's wanting to communicate this. I also feel this possibly could be connected to do with your mother somehow, or whether it's Spirit bringing through that message. Let me see who we're up to. So that was for Belinda. So Catherine, we're just picking a card for you. Catherine Naylor, and this is around business. Okay, Spirit is actually singing to me. It's a salt and pepper song. It's like a 90s salt and pepper song. I think it was called like None of Your Business. So what I'm actually feeling is an energy of Spirit saying like this to me. They're saying the words like conceal. So just be careful about kind of like talking about your future plans with others. And I'm seeing this energy come up. This was jumping out, this card. So we've got the card of the Sun. This is the happiest card in the deck. As you can see, this is different cycles and different zodiac signs around this. And you can see these little cherubs, they have butterfly wings. There's a transformation happening to do with this business. There's a Sun energy, which Sun is also kind of like that leadership energy as well. And you can see this little sign here is like a lightning bolt, taking inspiration, letting that energy come into your business. But sometimes when people find out everything about our plans and the way we're going to roll them out and every little detail, sometimes there can be jealousy, sometimes there can be competitiveness, sometimes there has no logical meaning behind this. Sometimes people just do things and we can't always control it. So Spirit is saying, please guard your business. Please guard your ideas. This is very much about you bringing illumination to the world. You can see the world is a better place when the sun is here. So taking this into account, it's a very beautiful card. Yeah, I hope this helps. I do feel that there's like a 3 around something to do with business. So whether it's going to take 3 months to sort of like get up and going, or whether there's like a lease or something that you're waiting for around 3. This could also mean 3 weeks, but I feel that there's something to do with like getting up and going over 3 months. So that would be, we're almost in November. So November, December, January, possibly like around January. I do see something about some kind of like workspace or something. So looking into if it's possible to possibly get a space, or if you have a space, there's something around January and a space. So I hope that that helps. They were showing me the 21st for some reason, which is kind of that cusp of that Capricorn Aquarian energy. So it's the energy of kind of like that high achiever going into like that knowledge bearer. So could be a very interesting time for business too. And let's see Who else do we have time for? We've got time for possibly one more, hopefully. Let's see. Okay, so we've got Marissa C. Let's pick a card for you. All right, so Marissa is saying she's had a very tired week and not sure why. So it could be what we were talking about before to do with the Schumann resonance. So they are symptoms of ascension sometimes when we do feel kind of like that fatigue feeling for no reason. Sometimes it's also symptoms of electromagnetic energy. I'm feeling one card jump out, and is this one. This is interesting. This is the card of lust that we've had before. You can see there is kind of like a certain energy that she has about her, this beautiful golden goddess, and there is something that she's working on birthing here. But see how it's a little bit of a struggle. There's energies that she's fighting with. She's having to kind of like lasso, rather than focus on the task of what she's doing, to kind of like bring this energy up. There's something that's pulling her down. The other thing Spirit is guiding me to, and remembering I'm not a doctor, I'm just saying the messages that I'm seeing, hearing, and feeling. What I am sort of seeing is the mineral magnesium. So magnesium is also known as the anti-stress mineral. As not only Australians, but as like citizens of the world, our food system has been so depleted in magnesium. So magnesium is great for like cramps and tiredness. But I do see there's something possibly around electrolytes too. So making sure you're getting enough water. Could be to add a pinch of Himalayan salt to your water to get that electrolyte balance. There's something around minerals and conductivity as well, is what I'm being shown here. Let's pick a card from the other deck. Oh, this is interesting. We had some cards that are upside down in this deck. Let me see. There's two cards that are coming out for you. When I picked up my other deck, two cards were starting to jump out and they were up reverse. All of the other decks look like they're kind of like in suit and following in the same general alignment, but the card of harmony came out for you. So this is from Marissa C, and the card of spiritual guidance. So also I just want to mention, in case anyone's starting to go, I want to remind people that we have the ASTROOCTOBER code for anyone booking online readings. This is a discount on October, so please get in, do your bookings before Halloween, before 31st of October. So if you are in the States, remembering our Australian day, we are in the future, so we're one day ahead. So making sure that you get your bookings in before then to receive the discount using the discount code ASTROOCTOBER, which is all in capitals, ASTRO October, where we do an aura drawing, we do cards, we chat to your guides in the reading as well, and you also have time to ask questions. So harmony, it says clear and release clutter and emotions that could be blocking you from experiencing more harmony. Also light candles and burn oils to lift the vibration. So this is interesting. This kind of speaks of that tiredness that you're talking about, so perhaps a little bit of vibrational shake-up. And thank you. So we've got Jets Kiha. I hope I'm saying your name correct. Kia ora, lovely lady. Thank you. Kia ora to you as well. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that, but I have heard a few of my Kiwi friends say it. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but thank you. So spiritual guidance. Ask for spiritual guidance and positive intervention from your guides and angels. So these are some of the beautiful cards that we have, and we have time for one more person. So let's go to Jetskia, first time watching in New Zealand. Let's pick a card for you. Whew. There's like an energy of just, you know, sometimes like when things are intense and you're just like, whew, like you actually will make a sound like as you breathe out. This is the energy that I'm getting here. Hi Samantha. Hi Janine. This is for Jetskia Kingy, I think it is. Let's see what we get here. They're taking me almost to like a flower or a garden. There's some kind of like encouragement to get out and meditate in nature. They're talking about it being sort of like they're saying the words a choir of nature. So whether there's like a diverse garden or a garden that has a lot of different flowers in it, but what I'm seeing is there's some kind of like spiritual emanation that's coming from all of these flowers. So flowers, when we look into flower essences, hold that spiritual quality, energy and vibration. And when we take in flower essences, we're also imparting this beautiful spiritual wisdom into our vibrational energy systems. So let's flip this card. This is the card of pleasure. It's gorgeous. There's sun energy in this. We have Scorpio energy too. So I feel like the shadow is kind of like in balance with this. It's a beautiful golden cup energy. This is kind of like about harmony, transcending difficulties, relaxation. It's a really beautiful card. It's got such a gorgeous flow. This is kind of like about you doing your own thing and getting to kind of like a place of middle ground, it feels like. So even though these golden, it speaks of the words pleasure, this is about like intuition, it's about tapping into your heart. You can see that they come out of this gold kind of like lotus flower, and we were talking about a garden, and I was seeing you sort of like sit in the center of a garden, which is the sun. Sit with that sun energy in the center of the garden and tune into these beautiful frequencies. There's past life stuff to do with this too. When I get this turquoisey color come up, or aqua, this is talking to me about tapping into past life energies. So possibly you might have been working with gardens, or like healing medicine, or homeopathics, or like flower essences and things in a past life. Possibly you're working with them again in this life, or they're bringing through messages for you. So pay attention to the flowers, even looking up or Googling if there is a flower that's speaking to you at the moment, asking what is the spiritual message of this flower, because I feel that the flowers are talking to you. Thank you so much for everyone for watching tonight. It's been so lovely to see you all on here. I'm sending you so much love for tonight and through the rest of the week. And what a busy week we have with Halloween, and we have Beltane, and we also have the election and things coming up for my friends in the States. Such a busy time. We have Mercury retrograde finally going direct. So hold strong. Be that pillar of strength. Tune into your own energy. Stay like heart-centered. Say no to things that aren't for you. Know that you can go within if you need to. I'm sending you so much love. All right. Have a good night, lovelies.